Hi everybody! Today I'm going to be sharing a really easy bread recipe called focaccia bread. Focaccia bread is a thin and crispy Italian bread. This bread is pretty easy to make if you are a beginner and you're interested in learning how to make different kinds of breads. So this is a great bread to make if you're a beginner, and it's definitely more trial and error when it comes to bread. So it might take you a few tries, but yeah. This bread is pretty good and pretty easy to make. So if you want to learn how to make it, just keep on watching. So I'm starting off by adding 4 cups of flour, and then I'm going to add a whole packet of yeast, and 2 teaspoons of salt, so then I'm just going to whisk together all of my dry ingredients. So now to my dry ingredients, I'm going to add 2 cups of warm water, and you want to make sure your water is about 80 degrees. And I'm just whisking it all together until I get a dough. So now that I have my dough, I'm just going to cover it and leave it in the fridge for about 12 hours. So after my dough has sat in the fridge for 12 hours, I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons of olive oil to my pan that I'm going to bake my bread in. After your dough comes out of the fridge, it's going to have tripled in size. So you're just going to stretch it out onto the pan as much as you can. So after it comes out of the fridge and it's all stretched out in the pan, I'm going to let it sit in the pan that I'm going to bake it in for about 2 hours. Make sure you cover it with something. I'm going to cover it with this rag. For what I'm going to put on top of the bread, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 minced garlic cloves and some fresh basil. And I'm just going to mix that all together. So now after 2.5 hours, I'm going to poke the dimples in my bread like the traditional focaccia has. And I'm also going to add the olive oil mixture that I made on top of it, and I'm going to use a brush to brush it all on. And then I'm going to go back in with my hands and make sure it's all evenly spread. So after that's all done, I'm going to add some Italian seasoning on top before it goes into the oven. You can add any fresh or dry herbs or any types of seasonings that you want on top, but I'm just going to add a generous amount of Italian seasoning. So now you're going to bake it at 425 degrees for about 35 minutes. And this is my finished bread. It smells amazing and it's so crispy. And that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Bye!